All right. NGNRckless in the building. How's it going, bro?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good, bro. First of all, happy birthday.
Thank you.
24 Kobe year. And it's interesting because I don't know if you're into like astrology, numerology, but I asked ChatGPT, I'm like, yo, give me a personality summary of someone born on this day. You're 2000, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what they said. A person born on December 3rd, 2000 is likely to be a charismatic and determined leader with a love for adventure and personal growth. The dragon and Sagittarius energies make them bold and visionary, always looking for the next challenge. Their numerological life path 8 enhances their focus on achievement and success, but they must be mindful of balancing ambition with humility and emotional connection. This individual is likely to inspire others with their optimism and drive, but they may need to watch for tendencies towards impatience, perfectionism, or stubbornness.
I agree.
Would you say that's an accurate description?
You said accurate? Is I'm stubborn?
Would you say you're a perfectionist as well?
Oh yeah, I become like when it comes to this music stuff. God, I'll be yelling at niggas all the time. Like it's just the simplest stuff. Like
Yeah.
you know, it doesn't take much to make a good music video sometimes. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's just like we just focus on the wrong things.
Okay, well, I did want to I'll start with your music videos because what I noticed was one, the quality of all your music videos are really good. And a lot of them deal with 6ixBuzz premieres
Mhm.
as a YouTube channel. So, how would you describe your relationship with 6ixBuzz
They're
as a
good.
channel?
They're good people. They're very nice. Like you know, they connection. Like hey, I want to grow. I'm trying to build my music. They help me push it out.
Mm-hmm.
Just simple, you know, keep it simple.
So, on the, I guess, the content side of things, like, do you fund your own music video and then you just give it to them and they kind of give you that platform, or do they kind of help fund it and then they put it on their platform?
I fund it myself, but like they help. They like. I'm at a point they'll just deal with me. I guess like, they put on the platform, but I still put money out there to like help my video grow and like do promotional stuff. Like you know, reaching out to blog pages and all that stuff like the same way.
Okay. And I was watching your interview with Macadelic,
Mhm.
and Self-Made you said that was kind of like your first big break.
Yeah.
And ironically, this was while you were in jail.
Yeah.
Do you feel like for a Toronto rapper, going to jail is almost like a marketing tool that helps their numbers?
In a sense, it's like people love the fuckery. Like it's like even if it's go to fuck, they just want to like. It's like whatever you're talking about. It's like they have to believe it. Or see, like you know, if you're talking about this type of stuff, he's getting caught up doing this and that, and it's like okay, like you know what I'm trying to say. Well, people, you realize in the city, the one thing is this: people love the. You don't have to be talented or not. You just gotta be. You gotta be. They'll just like just watch you.
December 3rd, 2000, Reckless was born.
Yeah.
You were born in Toronto?
No, I was born in Jamaica.
In Jamaica,
Yeah.
okay. And then when did you come here?
I came here when I was 9.
When you were 9 years old?
Yeah.
Okay. So you did kind of have a little upbringing in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Okay, what was that like?
Fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was different. It was compared to what life is here. It's like life was more meant to be on. Say here is like there's more opportunities. You know, like you know, we can go to school in Jamaica. I'm not saying you don't have a chance to make it, but it's like the chances are less. Like life is hard, so like you're gonna start focusing on family more. Just really people just live. Like you know, people just live in there. Like you know, it's not like they work super hard to pay bills. They don't like they make their own food. You cook. I come from the countryside, so I come from the side of like my mom watching my mom cutting off chicken head and like boiling that shit and like you know what I say, plucking the feathers and then going to market selling that with yam and cocoa and like you know making dumpling and stuff like that. So that's where I come from, you know.
Wow.
So it's a different lifestyle here compared to what I like know.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. So when you arrived to Canada at 9 years old, is there a little bit of culture shock? Do you go straight to M&E?
No. First, actually, when I first moved to Canada, I actually lived in Malvern. I lived in 110 in Prehend for like the first 2 or 3 years of my life. Then I moved to M&E for basically the rest of my life. Yeah.
So what was the culture shock like? Because I'm sure you're going to school, you're seeing a lot of diverse faces, and
my first instinct, I'm not gonna lie to you. Listen, my mom told I got foreign, you know, so she told me we're going to foreign. So I'm like, I'm about to see white people. I don't like to. That's the first thing I'm about to see white people. But then I touch it down. I'm like, oh, there's black people, there's brown people, there's Asian guys. I'm like, whoa, I'm somewhere. And it was really over time, it was really interesting to get, like, because a lot of my close friends are not even black, like, you know? You would think, like, or, like, not in my own race, but, like, one of my close friends are, like, different races. Like, so I've come a long way learning Canada and the country it is.
And when you were speaking with Macadelic, you said that you got expelled from a lot of schools in elementary school.
Yeah.
What were you getting expelled for them times?
Dumb shit. Fights, just doing dumb shit. Like, you know, just sometimes it's like life is just life, and you just
you gotta mess up in life. That's how you learn, right?
Yeah, you gotta. Well, sometimes you gotta stop fucking up. You know, you gotta realize, like, you know, it's okay to mess up, but then you gotta realize it's okay to stop repeating your habits. Like, you know, if you, like, for example, you want to tell yourself, want to stop smoking, can't tell yourself you want to stop smoking. Next thing you know, you're grabbing the next spliff, right? You know, like, I tell myself I want to stop smoking, and I'm calling so, like, yo, I need a thing, I need this, bring some grabber, this and that, but you know what I say? So you just gotta be honest with yourself, and that's how I came honest with myself. Like, am I gonna continue smoking? Yes, I just need to mediate how much I'm smoking. How much am I investing in smoking into how much I'm investing into my day? You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Balance. That's the key word I learned in jail. Balance. That's like, you know.
When did you start balling up?
Shit, bad reasons, like friends passing, like just I don't really a friend passing, and he was like, I guess, or a big influence in my life, you know. So, like, growing up with him and then seeing him go, like, that's when I first started smoking, and then that plus life and growing as an adult and just having responsibilities, shit. Like, and sometimes a spliff just really just actually it doesn't even do shit. I'm lying to you. Spliff doesn't do shit but waste time. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. But, like,
how old were you?
When I started smoking? I didn't start smoking until I finished high school, so I think I was 18, 17 or 18, one or the other. I know I finished high school, and then I started smoking. Like, that's when I started, like, buying blunts and then trying to roll up, and then from there, blunts were fucking me up and costing me too much. I'm like, this is shit. I'm only buying, like, I'm getting like 5 packs of this. You know, just five of this, and I'm done. And you can't even put like a 20 in there. You gotta put a good amount of weed in there for it to be a nice blunt. It's just like, that's when I got into spliffs.
Yeah.
Well, that's life since.
Okay, so you mentioned high school. I know you went to Laurier and you went to Cedarbrae.
Yeah.
How would you compare your experience at Laurier versus Cedarbrae?
Laurier, I would say has a lot more opportunity for kids compared to Cedarbrae. Because Cedarbrae at the time, I don't know if it's different now, but Cedar at the time, like, if you had bad grades, like, from the like, say, because there's 2 semesters. If you failed a class from the previous semester, that means you couldn't play a sport in this semester. Which sucked. Like, you know, like, so I seen there's a lot of kids who are talented, like, who probably want to do something in his life besides, like, being in the street shit. But because of their grades and obviously, like, the way teachers deal with you is a little different. I feel like there's a little bit more help at Laurier. But at the same time, I feel like there's a little bit more whitewash at Laurier compared to, like, Cedarbrae. Cedarbrae, we had my first couple of days, and there's like the cops had their own office in there. So, you know, so school was one of a kind.
Okay, so I do want to ask you about the origins of NGN, which stands for New Generation Nation.
Yeah, New Generation Nation.
You know, I wasn't gonna drop the N-bomb. Yeah, so I know you have a conglomerate of other artists and even non-artists who are all part of this, like, big group. But how did it originate? I want to know about the story of, like, when were the mandem sitting around be like, you know what we should do? You know, like, we should call it NGN. Like, how did that historic origin start?
Honestly, it started off with us always hanging out and rapping at Soul 6 house. We're always just chilling there rapping, and we realize we don't suck. Like, okay, like, well, and, like, you know, like, it was more than that. It's just like, okay, we were doing this so consistently, and then one night I remember looking up Rolling Loud. I remember just seeing, like, wow, like, this looks lit, this fun. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was 16. I remember. I was 16. I remember looking at Rolling Loud. I was watching. It was X's performance, Travis Scott performance, Schoolboy Q's performance. There was, who else is there? There was a few artists' performance. I'm like, yo, these people are locked in with his music. Like, You know what I'm trying to say? He's one with the crowd right now. Like, you know, they're bottom. Like, I want to get to this level. I want to try this. Like, it seems, and from there, with us, while I was making music, one day, I just ventured out. I looked for a studio. I went one time. I'm like, hey guys, found a guy. Says found a studio. We started going to one studio. Then from one studio, we started going to the next studio. From next studio, eventually we found B3. But like, that was a long path there. Like, we just kept making music, music. Over the years, like, we never stopped making music. That's the one thing we never did. Like, even now, like, every time I was in jail, even before, every time, I just write music every day. Even though I wake up today, like, make sure I at least listen to beats and get something flowing. Like, you know, even if it's a half a song, get something started. So that I mean, I have something to work on.
Who were your musical influences? Because you did grow up in Jamaica for 9 years, so did you take any musical influence from there?
The biggest music is Vibes Cartel, because he's actually like real lyricist, like, you know?
Yeah.
He's a real lyricist, and it's like, wow, like, you listen to this guy, he's just like spitting. But it's funny enough, my brothers had like burnt CDs of like American rappers, so I grew up listening to like Chameleon, 50 Cent, then Jay-Z, 50 Cent and Jay-Z were a big impact. Those were the guys I knew a lot. Then when I came to Canada, I started to listen to A$AP Rocky. It was A$AP Rocky, then Kendrick Lamar, then I don't know if I'm saying that right now. Nah, but those are people I was listening to growing up. And even J. Cole. Then it started getting into like the more grimier side, like you see like the Chief Keef and Fredo Santana, like those guys. Like that's why, like, you know, music started bouncing. I even listen to rock and blues and everything. Like music is music to me, as long as it's good. You know?
Yeah. As long as it sounds good, it is good. And then what type of Toronto music were you listening to? Were you into any Toronto rap at that like peak era of Toronto rap, that like 2016, 2019? Like,
as far as Toronto rap go, I do look into music, but if there's a banger song, this guy right here, he'll be the one to be like, yo, fam, you're missing it. He's like, you know, he's pulling up on me, and this is the new song. He sent me a snap. This is the new like poppin' song, like, you know. So most of the poppin' Toronto songs I know because of this guy, like, you know.
Okay.
But if there's an artist, like, I say like Casper. There's Casper. There's a lot of like low artists that are not very like popular. Like if you really skim through 6ixBuzz, there's a lot of artists that actually make a lot of good songs. They just don't have the notoriety, you know. But like there's a lot of people I really go through and listen to all day.
You did mention jail. Now, if you'd like to talk about it, I do have a couple questions. One, what jail did you go to? And two, what was it like?
I was in the Toronto East.
Right here, Birchmount, up Birchmount? Yeah. Okay.
I was in Toronto East, and jail is the best way to say jail. If you can just mind your own business, I'm not gonna say it all the time that works, because people are people in jail, and people will try you for no reason because of boredom or just, you know, or if your affiliation or whatever your problem is, right? But for the most time, if you can find a way to beat the days, don't focus on the days. Focus on making something better. So for me, like when I was in jail, like for example, the funniest thing about it is that I was going to church often before I went to jail. So me ending up in jail, I was like, God, are you testing me? Like, you know, I'm trying to build a relationship with you, and I magically end up in some position like this. I'm like, what is this? You know? So I was mad at God for a little bit, but I'm like, I can't be mad at him. Like, and then they're like, life is life. So I started getting closer with him, and I was like, you know, I prayed every morning. I worked out, and I just kept it humble. Plus, you meet guys in there that like, real life, it sucks, but like, you meet guys in there doing more time than you, makes you realize like, whatever you're looking at, life ain't that hard, you know? That's a real big one, like, you know, because you have to realize there's big men in there, like right now in their 30s, 40s who have kids. They're looking at 10 pieces, life, there's lifers, and there's men, like, you know what I say? And that's just a long journey for them. Like, you know, if you know what you sign up for, sometimes it's like, you have to know what comes with it, you know?
And while you're in jail, Self-Made is blowing up. And then when
you're talking about that one. The first time, that was the first time.
Oh, okay. So that was the second time you went.
The second, I was just talking about the second experience. My first experience was short, like, you know, because fortunately, like, it was a situation where my jaw got broken, and like, you know what I'm trying to say, and it was overly used force, and So that experience sucked because I couldn't eat in jail.
Mhm.
So I was like through a straw. They gave me Jello. They gave me Jello and juice. So for the whole time I was there, I was only in Jello, juice, and Ensure.
Mhm.
So I couldn't like eat. So like my mouth was wired shut from I had what 8 screws.
Mhm.
Two, four, 6, 8. No,
Mhm.
and then that 4 here.
Mhm.
But these 4 stay here because there's a plate right here that keeps my jaw together.
Mhm. Yeah, that I did have that written down. So what was that 2022, 2023?
2022.
2022. You were a victim of police brutality, ended up with a cracked rib, fractured shoulder, wires in your mouth. The police officer told you to stay the out of his town.
Yeah.
In that. So when that happened, right, and you saying you're a Christian, right? So were you like thinking about like God is testing me them times too? Like, did you feel like okay, like maybe I put myself in a bad position?
Nah, I just caught myself in a bad situation. That one, like but with God, you gotta be patient. You gotta be patient with God. You can't pray to God today and expect even in a week or even in a month that life is gonna be better. You gotta be real patient, like shit. I went up for like I remember going for bail and then shit. I thinking I'm about to go home. That shit got denied. Yeah, then I just learned a patient. Life is all about just being patient, having balance, balance in everything you do.
Going through that experience, especially with law enforcement, does it create some type of like resentment or like a lack of faith in the legal system when you're like a victim of some brutal like they're committing a crime at that point?
Police being them, I feel like when I look at police, I just look at people who are just bullied or like people who are out for like to prove something or out for revenge. It's never really just a good guy no more. It's not like you can see it like there's a good guys out here. They're more just out here like thugging, like our niggas are thugging, like they're thugging the same way. They're ready to box you up and do all types of they can get away with it. Like I don't know what people think police are, but like they're not like the nice, friendly neighborhood guys. They do what they gotta do, right? The same way you gotta do what you gotta do. Just you gotta do what you gotta do and hope you don't get caught, whichever side you're on. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, a lot of people will say that the police are like a gang, like they're like their own gang, just like
Yeah.
how there are other like street gangs in Toronto, like, and they're a strong gang in that sense when they have $1 million funding, they have legal straps. You know what I'm saying? They're
And
able to use brutal force.
Things are justifiable, right? He can justify why he shot me. I can't justify why I shot him. Like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
There'll never be a justifiable reason. Like, even if I said he dropped off first and was trying to like take my life, and there'll never be a justifiable reasons.
So were there any type of like civil proceedings around their excessive force where it's like they pay you out? Like, are you working on that?
That part's like, I haven't said about that yet.
Okay, I feel you. Whenever there's some type of issue with the police, like they really back their own, you know?
Yeah, they do. They'll never be like, hey, you're wrong for this. Look, it's just like they cover their asses,
And you said that they gave you a bunch of Tylenol.
Yeah, they give me like the what's the T3s? I don't remember what they are, but like I just remember getting like a bottle of like 300, like, and then another bottle of like 200 pills. I'm like, holy shit, like. But it's because I had excessive pain, like coughing, like that shit left me with like I was coughing blood for a while. Then for the first like when it was in my when the wires on my face, I would wake up with like it's like I'd wake up like like screaming because like it was just random pain, So I couldn't even like what's it called like I'm spitting through my teeth like I'm spitting like everything's just coming through my teeth like I'm drinking soup through my teeth like my mom even a little noodle come like the desperation. I remember one time the desperation to eat chicken was so real. Or when this guy came over, like and he feels bad. He's like, I can't even like eat because like you can't even eat, I'm like, bust out your food like it's light, And then like he tries to bring me like we're just trying to see it. I'm there trying to stuff the piece of chicken, and like it's out of desperation just because I'm like I haven't eaten food in so long. All I've been having is liquids, Ensure juice, and soup, and man. I remember I was so skinny. Like right now I'm 260. I remember right now before that I was like probably like almost like a Bill 90 song. I remember I was sending pictures of my clothes. I was like this. I was like, oh my God, like look at the difference in me right now. It was difference.
And to this day, like, do you still have less feeling on your
like I feel this
at all?
So if I got a knife right now, even this pen, like I'm just like really like I can't feel none of this. It's dope, you know? I can't feel none of this.
Oh man.
So, you know, it's just like permanent damage is permanent gone. So it's like, it's funny. The only thing that really sucks, I'll be real, is like if I kiss a girl, it's like, I can feel it here up to here. I can't feel this side. And I always tell them that, and they think I'm joking. So they be trying to kiss this side, like, you can feel this? I'm like, no, I can't. So it's like, it's funny because it's like, it works up to here, down to like back here, I can't feel it. But I can feel upside of my face here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, it's just the surgery and the nerve damages left it like that.
And are you still doing some type of like therapy on that, or is it kind of like now it's just a matter of time and then it'll?
They said
the
after
nerves will
some
come back?
years, might start feeling some shit. I'm like, years? I'm like, I already gave up the chance of like, that thought right ran through my mind. I'm like, this is my face.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I hope for is that like when I'm older, God willing, I make it there, is that my face is not like this, you know? Like, you know, on a big one thing, like I'm not walking around with my face on like just lean it on one side.
So how are you able to keep, because you're a very positive person, like how were you able to see the positive in that situation where a lot of people would be like devastated?
Honestly, when life is hard, you just realize like, you know, one thing always comes to my mind. I could have been dead. It could have been worse. But see, I'm grateful to be alive. But what comes to my mind is like, life is hard and it could be harder, but I'm here and I'm still here. So that means it wasn't my time yet. I gotta keep going. Like, you know, I can't think about I can't sit here and think about, like, I don't want to sit here and tell my life story. Like, I've been through a lot of bad shit, but it's like, all the bad shit I've been through is like, I gotta keep going because at the end of the day, I told myself, I gotta see this other side. I gotta make it to here because at the end, like, you know, all this work won't be for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, if I give up now, it's like, even if I'm sad, like, because I'm honest with you, I've had sad phase, I've depression phase, just like anybody else. It's just, I'm resilient. That's the word. Someone taught me that. One of my good friends taught me that. I'm very resilient towards like life because it's like, you gotta be. You gotta put that coat of armor on and be like, you know what? Like, plus I'm one of those people, personally, I tell myself, I would rather be one of those people to cry on the bench than to sit there and be miserable
Mm-hmm.
and feel like life ain't shit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I might as well be miserable, but can be able to like try to treat myself if I wanted to, instead of being miserable and can't even treat myself if I wanted to.
And Kate, so you mentioned girls, right?
Mhm.
And I had an interesting question that I find interesting because I'm a non-hood dude that's dated a hood girl, and
Mhm.
I've seen non-hood girls date hood dudes. Do you feel like it's hard for a non-hood girl to date a hood guy?
A non-hood girl to date a hood guy. I've been in that predicament. So honestly, it's hard if you can't be, as a man, like you have to work, like, because when you're doing how you do when you live how you living, it's like, say you're gonna do this and you come home here, but it's like it's never always promising because your phone rings, you know. So it's like it's never always promising. So you try to be this person trying to chase this big dream and build this big like idea of what you want life to be, while trying to like maintain somebody who's good. It's never gonna really balance, you know. It's never really gonna balance because good people need like, they're gonna want attention, they're gonna need you, they're gonna want to be on dates, and they deserve those things. She's a good woman to you, they deserve those things.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, but if you know you can't maintain time for it and you can't make it for it, you gotta be honest with yourself and leave people alone. Like, you know, that's like, you know, I was telling niggas like, you can be a hoe. Like, there's girls out here that will you and do like just keep doing their thing and you keep doing their thing. You know what I'm trying to say? You don't have to like lie to females and call them into thinking, yeah, you're the one for me. Like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
And if that's how you feel, like commit to that. But like a lot of people always lie to themselves we're young. And everyone wants to say like I'm ready for a relationship. And then it's like, there are people who are like ready, but like I see people always say they're ready, and I know they're not ready. But they want to jump the gun to fit into the norm of what the norm is or what they see on the internet or what they feel like, you know, that should be it right now. But it is never for them. That's what I also feel. I feel like hood guys and normal girls, they can only work in a sense if the man can really find time and be honest where it's like, yeah. And even if it's like, yo, I'm gonna go touch OT for a couple months and then I'm gonna be back and she can be understanding towards that, then it's that. Well, if you know she needs time and attention and she can't be that person, she's gonna call on your phone, don't bother entertaining it because then you're gonna be in a situation where you're stressed, because you're doing your thuggy, and then your phone's ringing off, and you're over here fighting, trying to do what you gotta do, and then you get caught in mess. I've seen real. I know people personally seen them get caught in mess because of a woman, because of a woman calling his phone down now. X happened. You know what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm. And that is why I asked that question, because I feel like a hood girl would understand that element of the man's lifestyle,
But the thing with a hood girl is that their mentality is, we're not grown yet. We're not like, because we're from the hood. That means we have a lot of trauma. We have a lot of built up emotions we never released. See, So when a hood female now, it's like they're quick to get mad at you, or they're quick to and try to do some. Not all females, but do some foul shit,
Mm-hmm.
But hood females they're quick to do some. They're understanding to your lifestyle, but there's still a woman. And I feel like it's overall it's a woman, but I feel like there's women. Like women at the end of the day, they just want attention, and if you can't give it to them, then you're mash up. I feel like that's the best way to put it. It's like, if you can't give it to them, you're mash up, and then if you give them too much attention, you're mash up. So it's like you just have to find balance. You know what I'm saying? That's what I keep saying. The whole thing is balance, because you have to give, and if you don't give, it's like it's a tug and pull war with everybody in life. You can't overly give, because then take it for fool, and then if you under give, then it's like they'll take you for an asshole.
So regarding your music, I know that you're really serious about music and you're consistent.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when Drake had that thing with Doobie and Press, I was like, I'd do a song with them if they were able to, resolve their issues or whatever, right? Yeah. Would you ever do a song with someone from an Opp Block if it made sense from a business standpoint?
Honestly, that's personal. I feel like that's a personal. Depends on how deep that shit runs. It's like, because there's niggas who will join your join your polys just because they want to be a part of it, and then there's niggas who are deep in it. They're the ones in the polys, So it's like, if you're deep in it yourself, and if you've been affected by it, for example, if you're talking about he's been affected by a situation, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you've been affected by it, it's hard to just look past certain things because of money. You know what I'm saying? And especially if you're getting your own money, even if it's even if it's smaller, slow money is better than no money, right? So it's just like, you can still do your own thing and build yourself up as a man and stuff It's like, because people it's like, music is more than it's you, but it's like the people who look up to you, right? And if the people who look up to you are seeing you do some foul shit, it's like, I'm not gonna want to part with this guy. This is not who I who I'm taking as an artist, as a big artist. So it's like, no, I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could do that, because it would just be like, you're breaking more than your code. You're breaking your people's code as well. Your people's are we rock behind you. We stand for this together. So if we don't stand for this, we gotta keep standing for this. And even if it's a great opportunity, I think in that situation it should just be personal verses, and just both of them can build up in their own world, right?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Tell me about your trading. You said you do trading?
Yeah.
Is it like crypto, or are you doing stocks?
I do Forex trading.
Forex.
Yeah.
Okay. Were you part of that wave where mans are motivated to do Forex?
No. Actually, it's funny. It's funny. I've been wanting to trade since I was 17, and I was 18. I was finally able to trade, and I really got into it. And then over the years, I spent I could say a lot of money just to different people, different guys who were gurus and saying they know but most of those guys were just trying to get you to do the same shit. Sell a course and get people to join. They weren't teaching you the actual idea of trading. And then I came across this guy. His name is Levis Douse. You can look up his Instagram. Levis Douse. He's the guy. He brought I just literally wanted to trade. I saw that he traded too, and I just asked him again. He said, "Come to my office." I gave him a certain amount of money. I went to his office, and then I got an hour lesson every day. And then I spent about 2 weeks maybe max of lessons. And I spent the most useful money I've ever spent since in my life, I would say, right? But yeah, I would say trading is. I would recommend trading. I would recommend people to always, because rapping is my dream, but like rapping costs money, like you know, and like as far as the street shit goes, like I have this belief that I say you can't trap forever, right? Like, I would say that people might disagree with me, but I would say that's a great thing. If El Chapo got caught, someday, like the shoulders, the curtains closed. You know what I'm trying to say? And I'm not wishing it on anybody, but I'm just saying, like at some point, I'm just saying, when you get to that point with your money, do something smarter than just continue to see him rap because there are good guys out here. You ever watch that movie? What's that movie called? Denzel Washington, and he was a hustler. American
American
Gangster.
Gangster.
You see,
Yeah.
that's a great movie, right? Because he was a very self-made man, but there was this one good guy. No matter what, you couldn't buy him out. In the beginning of the movie, he found $1 million. He could have easily fucked off, and you know what I'm trying to say? His homie was trying to say, yeah, let's just take this and call it a day, and he wanted to like bring that money in. So there's some good guys out here that no matter what, they're just sticking to the code of trying to like do right. And those are the guys who fuck up the guys who are trying to live how, like when you live in the fields, you know what I'm trying to say? That's what I was trying to say. When you're in there, do the most you can, get out, and then do something different with your money.
So how much do you think someone needs if they want to start Forex? Do you do day trading?
Yeah.
So how much do you think you need to start off where it'd be like significant?
I'm not gonna sit here and lie to nobody. I would say anywhere from 5 to 10 grand. You want to really make money? 5 to 10 grand. It can really change your life. Like it can really, maybe more like 10 grand, because if you do a simple, let's just say you have 10 grand, and I'm gonna do this the minimum amount of money here. You have a 10 grand account and you make $100 a day, just 100. Not even trying to do much, right? The markets are open for 5 days a week. That's 20 days out of the month, right? That's $2,000 for the month freely, right? Nah, that's just simply like there's obviously. I'm honest with you, trading is much more than $100 a day though. Like the numbers you can make are so ridiculous, and the numbers you can make are ridiculous. But I'm not gonna sit here and sell you a dream of like, oh, you can make big money, because you can lose big money the same way. Like you can lose big money the same way, and then you'll be hurting and you'll be crying. Like I've lost a good amount of money, but I've also seen good amount of money in like a short period of time. But it's more like it's a commitment thing. I learned if you commit more to I even seen something today about it. You commit more to the craft than learning how to like chase the money. You go further.
So it's more about prioritizing like the education around it versus like the actual. So when you wake up every day, like, are you going straight to like that app?
It's not. You go on a website. There's a website platform, TradingView. You set up your trades on, and then from there you have your phone, or you can trade on your computer, and you sit there and you mark up a market. You see if the market's going up or down, which you buy or sell. And the thing about Forex is that what I like is that it's not like people think it's like stocks. You only can buy to make money. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like with Forex is like it doesn't matter if it's going up or down. You're profiting. You know.
So when the Canadian dollar reached like an all-time low, or like a historic low recently, was that beneficial? Could that have been like a dub for a lot of people in the Forex market?
Yeah, that's a dub for people in the Forex market. Like one currency goes down, a stronger pair might go up, right? If you pick for example, gold shot up when Donald Trump became president. Like if it went up like it shot up in Jurassic numbers, and like, oh, if you were just in that trade, that like who this guy, like, see, he's right there, he's sitting over there quiet because he was on there like should have got that shit. He was like, and honestly, I shot him because I've tried to push a lot of people on trading. But like a lot of people didn't take it serious, and he's the one guy I've seen actually sit here and commit to it. Like it's just, he sees more in a vision of like just being like where we're at forever, you know.
No, I think it's a good thing to promote, and a lot of people do make their careers off it, and then they're able to work wherever they want. They travel the world. They just day trade.
Yeah, like I've used my money to like just basically self-educate myself. I told myself at 18, I knew I wasn't gonna go to college. I knew I was gonna go to university, but I knew I couldn't be dumb. Like just go out and just say I'm gonna do whatever. I'd have to have a plan, and whatever my plan was, I had to stick to it, right? And then one of it was music. Okay, but to do music, you need to fund music. So okay, how am I gonna fund myself? And that's where trading came along. It's okay. I found myself in trading, but trading is a place where you can lose money too. So it's not a job where it's like you're guaranteed money, but it's not in the streets where it's like whatever you do. The worst thing with trading is that you lose money. Worst things in the field, you die or go to jail. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Whew, shit. That's an interesting question. In 5 years, I hope to see myself and my team somewhere far in this music stuff. No, more than just at Canada. I feel like in 5 years I want to be. I'd hope to be. I will be. I'm telling myself I'll talk into the future. I will be known at least close to worldwide, like very well known. Like I'm up there. That's the goal for me. But more than that is consistently dropping good music. That's what in 5 years I never want to hear like this guy's on some same shit, or like I can never like be stuck in the same genre. I can never like feel like I can bounce to something different. You know?
Okay. Okay, so I have a rapid fire questionnaire. Just tell me
Mhm.
the first answer that comes to your mind. Do you believe in God or a higher power?
Yes.
If you had one last meal, what would it be?
Rice and peas and chicken.
Who's your favorite artist?
ESTG.
If you weren't an artist, what would you be doing?
Trading.
Sweet food or salty food?
Sweet food.
If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Ooh. Ooh, that's a great one. Is it telekinesis, the ability to control people?
That's like you could like read people's mind, right?
That's reading people's minds. Whatever you can use to control people. Because the first thing that will go through my mind is go to the bank. Just control you to like magically just drop a lump sum in front of me. That's all I want. I swear, that's all I want.
No, that's a good. No one's ever said that. Do you have any tattoos?
Yes.
Are you a cat person or a dog person?
I'm not much of an animal person in general. Like but like I'm not much of an animal person. I can live without animals, to be honest.
What's your favorite bottled water?
I hate my answer. I drink any water.
Okay.
Water is water.
Hey, I don't hate on, bro. I drink gas station water when I need to, bro.
Water is water.
Blunts or papes?
Peace.
Apple products or Windows products?
Apples when it comes to phone, and gas everything else when it comes to like computers and stuff like that.
Okay. What was your favorite subject when you were in school?
Business.
Who's your favorite basketball player of all time?
I forgot his name. What's his name? What's his name? He played for the Raptors. Tracy McGrady.
T-Mac, okay. If you had to learn another language, what language would it be?
Mandarin.
What is your dream city to perform in?
I don't know. Never thought about that one.
If you had to think of one right now.
I think about city shoot. Where would be a lit place? California? Huh?
Okay.
Somewhere in California. Like that place would be lit. Hollywood would be lit.
Okay. Last question. What do you think happens when you die?
I think it's a dark place till God comes. I don't think you, like, see when you go to sleep and you can't remember, like, you can't tell when you exactly fall asleep. You just sleep. I feel like that's death. And it's just like, you don't, like, and then I feel like when you wake up one time, it's not going to be life, it's going to be God. And then it's going to be God, nigga. It's going to be God. And then you're going to face judgment and answer some questions where it's like, you're either gonna say I'm sorry, or you just gonna say welcome inside, and then or you the other side where you just don't want to meet that fate.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, that's all the questions I had. NGNRckless, is there anything you want to shout out?
Free so sick, Hope it will come on soon. More music on the way. I've been actually like talking to the engineers about this to drop more music besides me and So Sick. I feel like me and him are very known. So there's other of us on the way dropping this Engine Firm, and CJ, Engine Row. Engine Row just came home as well. He's planning on dropping music. For me, I'm planning another EP, and this one, I want it to be like way better than before, because the last one basically, I took an L because I went missing for a while. So, so this one, I want to bounce back with the right idea I had before.
All right. Well, thanks for coming through, bro.
No
Happy
problem.
birthday.
Thank you, man.